Hey guys, today let's just assume that in the 2020 election, Donald Trump decides to retire and Hillary Clinton wants to run for president for a third time. So let's just assume that the Republican nominee is the governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker. He's the most popular governor in the United States with a 7% approval rating. And he's also quite moderate Republican, which is why I consider him to be the favorite to win this election. So, first of all, let's fill in all the safe states. I'd assume that the whole state of Nebraska is going safely to the Baker column because the second congressional district normally tends to elect moderate Democrats if it votes for Democrats. Hillary Clinton is widely unpopular, and Charlie Baker is a moderate Republican, which is why he will definitely carry the second congressional district of Nebraska. He will obviously carry Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, South Carolina, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee. So those are the states which are almost always going to the Republican column. Then Texas obviously will also go to Charlie Baker. And I also assume that Georgia will go to Charlie Baker. It was a swing state back in 2016, but you have to consider that the electorate in Georgia is quite inelastic. So this means Democrats will hardly pull over the mark of 50%. And Donald Trump was a candidate which did not fit that well to the state of Georgia, while Charlie Baker, as a moderate, has good chances to carry that state again. Then which states will safely go to the Clinton column? Obviously California. There's no way that California will flip. Washington, Hawaii, um, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. I leave that one open. Um, Washington, D.C. The rest is quite difficult. I think that Charlie Baker has good chances to improve on Donald Trump's result in the Northeast. And you have to look at the margins. The margins in New Jersey, in Delaware, and in Rhode Island were relatively slim for Hillary Clinton compared to elections before, which means that Donald Trump outperformed the Republican candidates in the years before. I still think that Hillary Clinton would likely carry the state of Delaware. I also assume that she is the favorite to win New York. But the rest is quite difficult because those states are really moderate states and I could also imagine them to elect Charlie Baker. So we are at 126 electoral votes for Hillary Clinton now and 180 for Charlie Baker. Charlie Baker will likely carry Arizona. He'll likely carry Ohio. He'll likely carry Iowa. Iowa and Ohio have been trending Republican for years, and I doubt that they will flip back to the Democratic column in 2020, especially with Charlie Baker running. I forgot the state of Vermont. This will also go to Hillary Clinton. Charlie Baker, with his moderate appeal, is, in my opinion, also the favorite to win Virginia. In 2016, Hillary Clinton won Virginia by about 5 points. Hillary Clinton had Tim Kaine on her ticket, which is likely a reason why she carried the state of Virginia. Charlie Baker, with his moderate appeal, is definitely able to carry the state of Virginia. And when we look at the polls regarding Hillary Clinton, how she's viewed compared to Charlie Baker, then we see that Hillary Clinton's approval rating is at 35% nationwide. In some states, it might still be above water, but Charlie Baker's approval is much higher, especially in his home state, which is why I think that Hillary Clinton is definitely going to lose this election. Then I also think that North Carolina will go to Charlie Baker. Then Charlie Baker will also likely carry New Hampshire. He has this Northeastern appeal. He will carry the 2nd Congressional District of Maine and Maine at large, putting him at 250 electoral votes. I doubt that he will win Maryland. Maryland is way too partisan in presidential elections and was also one of the few states which trended more Democrat in the 2016 presidential election. Then Oregon is a difficult state. It was a swing state back in 2000 and 2004, but trended more and more Democrat and has a divided electorate. So in the urban cities in Oregon, we have they are liberal strongholds, while the rural part of Oregon is extremely conservative, and the electorate there is quite divided. And this is why I think Oregon could somehow become swingy with Hillary Clinton not having the appeal to gather enthusiasm among the voters in Oregon. I will still leave that in the Democratic column. I think Charlie Baker will sweep the Rust Belt, which makes him president. He will likely carry Florida, but I doubt that he will win New Jersey. And I even see him carrying the 1st Congressional District of Maine by a narrow margin, which puts him at 326 electoral votes. Massachusetts is really difficult because he's very popular in Massachusetts, but still in presidential elections, Massachusetts almost always elects Democrats. But I'd say that Massachusetts will narrowly, very narrowly, go to Charlie Baker. He has the home state bonus. Hillary Clinton is really unpopular, and he's a moderate Republican. I think Rhode Island and Connecticut are way more difficult to call. Rhode Island has an unpopular Democratic governor. Rhode Island might thus elect a Republican governor into office in the 2018 midterms. I still think that Hillary Clinton will narrowly edge out Charlie Baker in Rhode Island and Connecticut, although the margins there were quite slim back in 2016, but I still think that Hillary Clinton can carry those states. Charlie Baker will likely carry Minnesota. I think he'd also carry Nevada. He'd carry Colorado, and New Mexico could also be carried by Charlie Baker. New Mexico was won by George Bush once, and he almost won it in 2000. But it has trended more Democrat recently. But in 2016, Hillary Clinton won New Mexico by a margin of 8 points. Gary Johnson, who was governor of New Mexico I don't even know when he was governor of New Mexico, but Gary Johnson took off like 10% of the votes there. And if Gary Johnson didn't run, or if he had not run that election, then I think that New Mexico would have been much more competitive. And with Charlie Baker having a quite moderate appeal, I think that he will narrowly edge out New Mexico, which gives him 367 electoral votes. Hillary Clinton at 171. She's literally the worst candidate to run in 2020. Well, okay, Nancy Pelosi would be even worse, but yeah, with Hillary Clinton on the ticket running against Charlie Baker, I doubt that she will be successful. And yeah, Charlie Baker is elected president. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. Leave comments down below whether you agree or not, and thanks for watching.